Well, at least it's some progress. Some progress is better than no progress. This is new. I really didn't think that Spain would go this far. And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I'm just so used to nothing happening, being brushed under the rug, that I was like, look, nothing's going to happen. So 3 Valencia fans have been sentenced to 8 months in prison and banned from entering a stadium for 2 years for racially abusing Vini Jr. in May 2023. This is the first criminal conviction for racist abuse of a footballer in Spain. Look, this is significant. Like, you see, when you see something that says first, this is significant. Like I told you guys, 2 Spanish people, I spoke to a Spanish girl and a guy that you know, a sub, Daniel Jones Ortega. 2 Spanish people who live in Spain, grew up in Spain, said, oh no, Spain have a racist problem. There is racism in Spain. And they openly admit that, yeah, there is racism in Spain. So I thought that it's going to take a while, if ever, for something like this to happen. So the fact that the guys are going to prison and they've been banned from entering any stadium for 2 years for racial abuse, I'm like, wow. So are they now taking this seriously? So this is significant. It is a significant move. And you're hoping that, because it's like discipline in school. If, let's say, a kid misbehaves and you just say, okay, no, don't worry, don't do it. The kid will be like, I'll do it again. Because the kid will be like, if I misbehave, all this adults will say is just don't do it. If a kid misbehaves and you beat that child will be like, I know I want to misbehave, but I don't really like this pain I'm receiving. I'd rather be told off than actually be beaten. So like growing up in Nigeria, that's what happened. If he misbehaved, cane, whoosh. So really we'd now think twice before misbehaving, because it's like, do I really want to go through that pain at being beaten by a cane as we were in Nigeria? So for something like this, so for people, they're like, is it worth going through and having any racist abuse? Like, is it really worth it? Because if I do so now, the precedent has been set. So if I racially abuse, look, please be racist in your house. Fine, boom. But is there any point in being racist in a state? Because if I'm racist in my house, who cares? No one will know, and I can do N-bomb, all that kind of stuff I want, monkey, gorilla, say all you want. But now if I do it in a stadium, there's a potential that I could actually go to 8 months in prison and not enter a stadium for 2 years. That's the precedent. So because of that conviction, if something of a similar offense happens, they're like, hey, look, this is what happened to these guys, follow through. So now it can now make people think twice, saying to themselves that, I know I'm racist, I know I really want to racially abuse this guy, but I've got to wait up. What means more to me? Racially abusing this guy, or 8 months in prison, not being able to enter a stadium for 2 years? I think it makes more sense to me just to be racist in my house. That's just me, you know? So shout out to your boy Vini. Because, you see, many people will be like, Vini provokes things, he does things. And this is what I've always said. And it's like, it's something that I learned in school. I used to annoy guys in school. I would provoke guys, mock guys and everything. So when I would just mock guys and everything, guys would not mock me back. I mock you, provoke you. Then there's a moment where you step over the line. So once a guy now brings in racism, I'm like, okay, look, that's okay. It's over now. You've stepped over the line, because there should always be a line. I provoke you, provoke me. I provoke you, I provoke me. Mock, insult. But when I bring racism into it, I'm like, okay, we're done now. Like, yeah, this game of provoking is over because you've now stepped over the line. You know? So in a stadium, 100%. Insult guys. You loser, you stink, you're crap, or you're useless, oh look at you, ha ha ha, you're crap, you suck, you stink. That's all fair and game. It's sports. But when you bring in racism, based on the emotionality of racism, the history of racism, the seriousness of racism, the kind of ill disease that racism has within human society, that is something that doesn't need to be within a stadium. And again, I reiterate, you are not solving racism in this world. Stop. So anybody trying to be like, I want a world where black people and white people can live together and walk together hand in hand, you're a moron. Anybody trying to fight that war, you're a freaking moron. I'm not wasting my time trying to get racist people to like me. That's stupid. Be racist, 100%. Don't say that be racist to my face. Don't be racist in my vicinity, because if you're racist in my vicinity, we have an issue. If you're racist in your house, I don't give a damn. Please be racist in your house. Just don't do it in my vicinity, because you're going to have problems. So, and for football, based on what football is, please don't. You see, I defend this. This was great. Because you know what they say in England? Like there's a saying called stoop to conquer. Is that, if they insult you, just play better. And if you score like 3 goals, 4 goals, that shows the racists. No. If there's racism, bring the game into disrepute. So there's racism, racist chants, referee, can you hear? You're not doing anything? Cool. I'm going to walk off. And what makes it more powerful? My entire team walks off. So if my entire team walks off and you now punish us, that now goes on to CNN. It goes on to news. UN has it. And the world now is like, wait a minute. So there's a league where players walked off due to racial abuse. And that team was now penalized. It makes the league look like trash. It makes the league look like trash. So if you're a Serie or La Liga, you probably want to think twice before penalizing a team for walking off due to racist abuse. Because once that now makes the news, you look stupid. You look stupid. So, look, my thing is this. Again, let me reiterate. We're not here to solve racism. No, we're not. Okay. So that is a dumb fight. There will always be prejudice. There will always be classism. There will always be racism. Human beings are trash. We are trash as a species. We are so trash, we will always be prejudiced to a certain degree. It will always happen. We, as a human race, we will always be prejudiced. Racism never dies. It just evolves. It just evolves. So please, you will never solve racism. Anybody trying to solve racism in this world, you're an idiot. Because you give humans too much credit and you overestimate human beings. Or rather, you underestimate the stupidity of human beings by trying to solve racism. But 100% you can solve racism in football. 100%. As that conviction shows. Because football, this is a particular paradigm that has nothing to do with life. The real world is the real world. Football is a separate entity. And with that conviction, you're like, okay, if it's 90 minutes, probably 2 hours, you can't not be racist for 2 hours? If so, okay, you get punished. So if there are now punishments for racism, that now deters and removes racism from within the sport that is football. Because this is our holy ground. Now, once you step over the white line, the referee blows the whistle, this is our holy ground. Once you now leave, it's back to the nasty, filthy, disgusting existence that is the real world, that is filled with racism, sexism, homophobia, prejudice, and all the, rape, murder, and all the crap that exists in the world. But in this paradigm that is football, we can protect it. Because I'm sorry, I'm looking at the NBA. If LeBron hears any kind of stuff, hear what that fan said? Security guy says, oh, the fan said that? Out. So, but then for the NBA, it's different based on the racial makeup of it, and specifically, an Adam Silver is different from like an Infantino or a Chefrin, because Adam Silver has really made it a thing where, no, as a brand, it is important that it is a particular brand. But the thing with football is that football is so old and it's been on top for so long. Guys are lazy, like, bro, we don't need to solve racism in football because it's the number one sport and everyone loves it. And even with all the racism that has existed, it's still the number one sport. But with social media, with us being so interconnected, I think does help
to clean up racism in today's world. In today's world. So what I ask of, because look, guys, the the English Division 1 had a massive racism issue. The iconic photo of John Barnes back healing a banana skin when he used to play for Liverpool, it was bad. Premier League came through, total rebranding. You hardly hear of any racism that exists in Premier League. Now, there are racist fans that are around there, and I've been to games where, yeah, you hear a few racist things, but there are no major racist incidents because the Premier League made a concerted effort that if we're going to rebrand this and we're going to globalize the Premier League, there can't be any racism at all. So we're going to change the stance, change everything, and just change how people perceive and view the Premier League, which is now this global brand that cannot be globalized. For something like this Serie, you can't be a global brand if you have racism that exists. And for La Liga, hopefully with this conviction, they're realizing that, well, hang on. Because what La Liga is doing, and I think they're looking ahead, football is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And if we want to really market La Liga, Mbappe is coming. Endrick is coming. Lamine Yamal is a huge talent. And you know that La Liga will always have the very best individual talents. So the smart play is we can't have racist incidents here. And if you want to globalize this, get TV deals and really reach new markets in America, expand and actually just increase the fanship, we have to take the lead of the Premier League. So the La Liga and Serie, you'll be smart to follow the Premier League's lead. Rebrand it and make it a brand that can be globalized. Because if you do that, everyone wins. That's why if you do that, everyone wins because you have a cleaner sport, but more so, you have more eyeballs, more TV deals, more money. So Tebas, you eat, everyone in the league eats, everyone wins. Why the Premier League is the number one sport in terms of branding and money is because of how they presented themselves. Because that is a brand that can be globalized. You can't globalize your brand if there's racism in today's world. You can't. So hopefully, this is a sign of something positive. Because again, I'll reiterate, you're not solving racism in the real world. But you can remove racism in football.